to Free Code Camp, JavaScript Algos and Data Structures in Basic JavaScript on Challenge 79 of 113. We are getting there. So today we are going to replace if-else chains with switch statements. Okay, so we're basically going to refactor this code, it looks like, to be replaced with a bunch of switch statements. Yep, change the chained if-else if statements into switch statements. So just like we learned in the previous two videos, we can use switch statements in cases that we have multiple multiple conditions that could be met. So all we're going to do is change all these if-else if statements to be a switch statement. And yeah, let's get started doing that. So this is just refactoring the code. This is not really a great example of using a switch state, or using switch statements in place of if-else else-if statements, just because you probably wouldn't want to write it out like this the first time. You just want to use a switch statement. So we want to refactor this. Okay, so we're going to say start off with switch. Let's switch, and then we're going to take in this entire code block. And it's giving me errors because I need to take in the value that we're going to use. So val. Boom. And then we have the checks that we need to convert now. So first check is if val is Bob. Okay, so we can just simply this is going to be a lot of refactoring here, so we can simply erase these guys and just say this, just save the Bob and say case Bob, like that. I'm try and indent this properly. So in the case of Bob, we're going to set the answer to Marley and then break. And then the second condition, in the case of 42, the value is 42 because that's what we're taking in the switch, so we're always comparing to that. So we can say case 42 answer is the answer, and then we can break. The next case of 1, which is case and then whatever we're comparing to versus val, so comparing 1 versus val, answer will be assigned to there is no number 1. We can break. And then this other check, we want to see if the case where value is 99. Remove all that syntax, unneeded or unnecessary. Let's just fix this indentation. And really, these should all be indented one over just to make it easy to read. There we go, and we can also break here. So as you can see, we have our case, whatever we compare it to, and then indented over we have what executes and then the break. And then we have the next case, indented over whatever executes on that case and the break, and so on and so forth. And now we can continue with the final one, the final case, where the value, the case of 7, where val is 7. Remove all this unnecessary syntax, and the answer will be 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. Alright, and then this is our final, oh, I put this in the wrong place, but this is our final parenthesis, or I'm sorry, curly bracket that connects to this curly bracket, which is the switch statement logic. And then this curly bracket connects to the function curly bracket there. So all of this executes within the function, and then we finally return answer based on whatever case it was. And again, the last one, it is the last one. It's not a default, but it is the last case. So we do not need to break there. Okay, so we can continue. And boom, that's all they wanted for that one. Again, we don't need to break, but maybe it's best practice, so we can just say break there. So I hope that made sense. If it didn't, go ahead and check out the last videos about switch statements. The last two videos are about switch statements and how we can use them in place of if-else checks. But as you can see here, this was significantly less logic, less syntax that we have to add to these cases, these conditions. And it's easier to write out and easier to read when you have a lot of conditions like this. All right, hope to see you guys in the next video.